All right, so who are you?
I am Dave Rand, otherwise known as Robot Goes Here.
And so how did this all come about?
So I used to play mostly guitar and sometimes bass in punk and hardcore bands, like all through high school and college. And then at the end of college, all my friends and bandmates graduated and left Ithaca, and I stayed, and so I didn't have anyone to play music with anymore. And so I was like, well, what the hell am I going to do now? And I'd taken this class just kind of like for fun. I took an electronic music class in college at some point, and so I'd learned a little bit of how the software works. And so I just started writing songs with the computer sort of as for fun. And then I was like, oh, hey, I'm actually pretty excited about this. And I showed it to my friends, and they said it was cool. And so then I was like, well, let's see what happened. And I played a basement show, like real nervous, like what the hell is going to happen, me and my mic and the laptop. And like people really liked it. And so I said, okay, sweet, this is my new gig.
So did you slowly develop the athletics, the
yeah.
kicks and the...
It's funny actually, so I have video of, periodic shows over my first year of playing shows, and you can definitely measure that the jump kicks got higher and higher and higher as time went on. So.
And when you play, you usually explain to people what happened when one of your former bandmates came out to see you.
Right. Yeah, it made a big impression on me. I felt like it was a good sort of summarizing of, people's perception of the robot.
And what was that?
So for the first song, he said he thought it was really funny because it was a guy running around singing with a laptop, and that's funny. And then he said for the second song, he started to feel like really awkward and embarrassed for me because it was just a guy running around singing with a laptop. And then he said by the third song, he started to really get into it. So that's my spiel, and I usually say, so now hopefully you guys are all getting there, getting warmed up.
Nice. All right. And you're currently based out of where?
Cambridge, Massachusetts, Somerville, whatever. Boston,
okay.
Basically.
Boston. Okay. How's the response been up there?
It's been good. Yeah, I played a house show a few weeks ago and had like the most people dancing I've ever had dancing at a Robot Goes Here show. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Okay. What's one of the weirdest things you've had happen to you when you've played a show?
I've got all kinds of crazy stories from previous bands where we toured, but I've yet to tour, do more than a weekend tour with Robot Goes Here, so I haven't gotten any really crazy stories, but sort of obnoxious things. So one of the things that's great about Robot Goes Here, just one person in the band, is it's way easier to organize things. Like no one's ever late for band practice, no one can ever not play a show because, one of the people's girlfriends wouldn't let him or whatever, and the band can never break up, so that's great. But then there's also the bad side, which is if things start fucking up, like if the computer fucks up, there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. You can't just be like, yo, Joe, come on, concentrate. And so I was playing a couple of times, I played shows, and I used to use my laptop, and the laptop just started skipping because of low memory or whatever, and it was just like, oh my god, this is the worst thing that could possibly happen. So that sucks when that happens.
And it's broken too.
Right, it's good and broken. It didn't used to be broken. And then I was playing a show in Binghamton opening for Nakatomi Plaza, and while I set the thing on a chair, and while I was playing, someone was setting up or something, foot tripped over the cord, laptop flew on the floor, screen broke in half, and I was like, oh boy.
And it still works?
Yeah, it still basically works. It worked for about a year after that, well enough to use for shows, and then it started skipping because I think it took a while for something to come loose, and so I was like, all right, whatever. So now I just use my iPod, but I bring the computer because I played with it for 2.5 years, and it was like my friend, and I would miss it. So I have him up there as my second teammate.
Nice. What about the name? Where did that come from?
Totally lucky score. Coming up with names is hard, and before I'd actually started the band, when I just started writing the songs for fun, one of my housemates at the time was an artist, an art major. I came down and to the kitchen table there was this adorable little robot that was my original logo, drawn on a little piece of paper with an arrow saying "Robot Goes Here," and I was like, oh man, that is perfect. So there it was.
How about song inspiration? Obviously you write everything.
Right, yeah, I write all the music and all the lyrics and program all the synths and all of that. And in terms of lyrics, I kind of just write free verse, not lyric, just, I have a diary kind of book that I carry around with me, and whenever I sort of am thinking about something, if I get the inspiration, I write it down. And then when it comes time to write songs, I come up with one part that I think is cool, put it in the computer, develop it, come up with a couple of other parts, and then pick my set of lyrics, and then mesh the music and the lyrics together to come out with something that makes sense as a cohesive whole.
Okay. You have a new CD. Well, you have. Now explain the CD. You have a CD out.
Right. So I self-released a CD in December 2004, and then so a label expressed interest in re-releasing it, and we spent 2 years from the time I put it out until now. Working out the details and then actually remixing it and remastering it, and I wrote some new songs. So I have a new CD coming out that is a re-release of my old CD, but with 3 new tracks, 8 tracks off the old CD, and all remixed and remastered, mixed by guys Ray Martin and Ted Young that have mixed like Mindless Self-Indulgence, Gorillaz, Taking Back Sunday, Andrew WK, stuff like that. So it sounds really good. I'm really excited about it. It's coming out on Infidel Records, which is a label from Hoboken. It's on iTunes and Napster and eMusic and all of that. And I should have the CDs soon.
Nice. All right. Anything else going on?
So I moved to Boston and started grad school, which is fun and actually gives me a lot more flexibility to do music than having a job. I was working 40 hours a week before that, so I could only play on weekends. But now I have winter and summer and spring breaks and stuff. So like I'm doing a 10-day tour in January, 10-day tour in March, hopefully a few weeks in the summer. And it's cool.
Nice. Okay. How far out have you played?
With Robot Goes Here, I guess I haven't done any any longer than weekend tours at this point. So I've played like all over New York, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, New Jersey, but not out of the Northeast yet.
Is the response generally the same?
Yeah, pretty generally people are like, the 2 comments that I get most are like, holy shit, I've never seen anything like that, and you must have really big balls to get up by yourself and do that.
All right.
So,
is it all worth it, do you think?
oh yeah, it's really fun. I mean, I do this because it's fun, not because like I don't really have like hopes and dreams of being, a rock star and making lots of money or whatever. I just do this because it's like the most fun thing to do.
All right. Anything else people should know about the band?
No, check it out. MySpace.com/robotgoeshere.
All right. Cool.
Thanks a lot.
What did I do with your...